Good evening, leaders. I'm Ayisha Miracle. I'm a classical dancer. Today, I'm going to talk about Jonathan Livingston from the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. I would like to inform you that I got this assignment from Sundarji yesterday only, and I could read the book only few times. Therefore, I apologize in advance for any mistake I commit. I extend my sincere gratitude to Sundarji for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Jonathan Livingston is a story for people who follow their dreams and make their own rules. They are not afraid to fail, not afraid of society, and ready to come out of the darkness to the from unknown to the known. This is an extraordinary book, considered as one of the best five books in 20th century by the book review section of New York Times. As the great poet Rumi said, "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" Jonathan was a passionate seeker. He was not like others who only fly for food, but he wants to learn new flying techniques and pushing himself beyond the limit. He knows that there is more than life than eating. He aims not to be the ordinary, but to be extraordinary. He was not satisfied with his normal life and aims higher. He wanted to know all about what he can do in the air and can't. All the other seekers had a normal life. They are just live to have food because they don't want to break rules and they don't want to take risks. But Jonathan was not ready to listen to them, and they discouraged him, saying, "One day, Jonathan, you shall learn that irresponsibility does not pay. Life is the unknown and unknowable, except that we are put into this world to eat, stay alive, as long as we possibly can." And Jonathan replied, "Who is more responsible than a girl who finds and follows meaning, higher purpose for life? For 1,000 years, we had stable fish heads, but now we have a reason to live, to learn, to discover, to be free." But at the same time, he had a lot of limiting beliefs. One of them was, "I'm a seagull. I'm limited by my nature. If I were meant to fly at speed, I'd have falcon's short wings." The other one is, "Seagulls never fly in dark." But he always overcome his limiting belief with his strong passion and will. He was ready to learn. He learned by failing due to limitation of his body structure, but he keep on practicing. He spared no time that day for talk with other girls. He discovered the loop, the slow roll, the point roll, the inverted spin, and girl bun, the spin wheel. If we connect those two,
All learning happens by failures.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
yes,
And one of the mental blocks is fear of failure, anxiety of
Be-
failure. From school time onwards, during development environment, some situations, some people in the environment put such incredible blocks to children. or some events happen in the life of children which are mostly beyond our even imaginations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Narendra Modi.
Yeah, I was also guessing.
absolutely correct.
Yes, I
I
was
was
also
also guessing,
guessing it.
right, sir? Yeah, my first answer. Yeah, yeah.
And just a few days back was his birthday, 17th of September 2021. September was
Right,
his birthday, 71st or 70th birthday.
right. Mm-hmm.
Mm. We have certain information about his life uh, that can be quite correlated to a significant extent with the life of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I use the word life. Once again, I
Mm-hmm.
remind you from a genius self perspective, we have only one universe where there is no division between the fiction and the fact, the real and the unreal, the reality and the story, and so on and so forth. Obviously, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a fiction. But for us, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a live bird. Obviously, the master woodcutter or the woodcutter or the thief or the master thief or the prince, the king and the master or the cook and his master and shogun, they all must be your constant companion, like you know about your intimate friends. You don't have to really worry about that. It is nothing in a way. If you understand the neuronal processes from fact and fiction, there is only one neuronal field that is separating. Like this is fact, this is fiction. That's all. If that neuronal network is not present, there is no difference between the fact and the fiction. When you narrate the story of the sleeping princess to a little baby, for her or for him, it is absolute reality. That is the duty of the child. Because the child's mind is not that obsessed about dividing between the fact and fiction, about the real and the unreal, about the story and the reality. Of course, do not talk publicly about this, but this is your secret agreement within you. This is your competency. This is your engine of perception and attention to the world about the realities visible and the invisible. And uh, yeah, and I repeat, there is a solid reason why she is presenting Jonathan Livingston Seagull today. That you will know at the end of her own presentation.
After he reaching above the clouds, he met two birds named Starbright Roost. He happened to meet the Starbreak School during the journey. They guided him to next higher level and then disappeared. He felt that his body was growing as bright as starbright girls. When he was flying above the clouds at a speed of 250 miles per hour. At that point, he felt that he reached heaven where there is not limit at all. He met Chiang, an elder flock of New World, who explains to him heaven is not a place and it is not a time. Heaven is being perfect. You would begin to touch heaven when you reach a perfect speed. For us also need a guru like Chiang to guide us, to correct us, and lead us to our greatest potential. It is a significant thing in humans. Perfection. What is perfection? Perfection in the context of Seagull is to fly as fast as thought. To anywhere, that is, you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived. This is the mindset required for Jonathan to face challenges during the transition period. Transition. The transition, the word meaning is the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to other. For anyone, this is the toughest period of journey. When Jonathan started applying the knowledge in life, he was on all experience and moving forward. This is a period of pain, failure, and discomfort. He had to fight his fears, inner critics, and solitude. It took a lot of courage for him to believe in himself and focus on doing what is required. On successful completion of transition, taking all challenges, he started to transform. Transformation is a complete change in appearance or character or something or someone, especially so that the thing or person is improved. This is the point where he completed becoming his true self and started leading all other in his flock to become extraordinary. He discovered the meaning of perfect love and kindness. Jonathan found that the truth for himself that is passionately started teaching the truth to others. Jonathan Seagull and me. Surprisingly, I found that I could connect with Jonathan in many ways. I met with an accident when I was 15 years and I got seriously injured for a few years and my body was my limit. As dance was my passion, I had to start practicing dance. But uh, it was very difficult for me and I have severe pain. It was very hard for me to motivate myself through the immense pain. But I focused on my passion. Also, I had to take training seriously. And also, I don't have any support from our community. It was a blessing for me to get connected with Sundarji as Janardhan found his mentor. The best part is Sundarji named me Ayisha Miracle. I am grateful for Sundarji for this rebirth. Here I am in front of you as a miracle to do miracle to the whole world and I'm seeking for your support. Thank you.
Wonderful presentation, Aisha, and the end was really nice. We have a different picture of you now, and just like Jonathan Livingston Seagull, I wish you all the best in your journey.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you, Asa Miracle. Great. It's a great experience. It's more than the novel itself. I
Yes,
wonder
living.
to have such a live uh, picture of it, the whole novel. You are more than that. And I have got already the total ethos of the novel without going into the words of it. Great presentation. You have presented yourself well, and I'm still thinking more and more. There are many unknown things that you have told, and it will take time to go into the realities of that. For the time being, it's brilliant. Congratulations. I have no word, speechless. Thank you.
All right, Vinay.
Yes,
Vinay,
yes,
yeah.
sir. So we have been, or we had been experiencing or listening, or listening to so many parables. Now we have the referent or the referent reality of a story in front of us. It's so wonderful because the end was superb. Uh, when I could really experience the journey of Jonathan through Ayisha. Thank you, Ayisha, for the wonderful presentation, and you just showed the life of Jonathan through your life. And of course, thank you, sir, for this wonderful presentation. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah. Please take care that every one of you address your Aisha miracle. All right.
Yes, Ayisha Miracle. I corrected. I stand corrected.
All right.
Yeah. I said that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
All
really miracle,
right.
wonder.
All right. Yeah, I know. I know you're mute. I know you're mute. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Audible.
Yeah, beautiful presentation, Aisha. You're truly an inspiration. In fact, I was wondering, Aisha Miracle, yeah. I was wondering, when I saw the initial slide saying that you're a dance therapist, uh, and when I could see that dance moments in your eyes when you're speaking all throughout, I was wondering, you're so scared all throughout, but especially during the initial phases, and you're a dancer, I was wondering how this is possible. How is that you are dancing in the first place? But I now understand that how much of fears that you have overcome to come to this stage. Even though I am also a dancer, I have huge fears in dancing. Even to make this small statement that I'm speaking now, I have immense fear myself. I think 100 times before I make a statement. So the fact that you have attempted this challenge of presenting it, and you have outgrown all your fears and on the challenges you face because of the accident, well, it's truly inspirational to hear your story and the way you have spoken today as well. Yeah, thank you so much, Aisha.
Thank you so much.
And wonderful, Anuradha. Very inspiring review. All right. Yeah. Ashadi.
Uh, Hello, Aisha Miracle. It was a beautiful presentation. Actually, it felt like you were dancing all throughout the presentation because you were very expressive in the way you were speaking, and that I found very unusual. And of course, it is a miracle that you chose dance after an accident, and I think that makes you a very rare person. And we are lucky to hear a presentation from a live example from you today. So thank you very much. It was a wonderful presentation.
Yeah. Yeah. Mantra Rishika, would you like to say something? Mantra Rishika?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Um, I have no words. Like, it was really, really good. And for a first timer, and you did really great. And I know the fear that you was going through while presenting, but the very fact that you overcome it and you completed what you are doing. So your presentation was about perfection, and you you yourself presented it. So it was beautiful. Congratulations, Aisha Miracle.
Thank you so much, Mantra. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Finally, Veena, would you like to say something?
Yeah, she is also not only Aisha miracle, but the miracle Aisha also.
Wonderful.
Why not? Why not? Right.
So she's coming for the first time to our sessions, and she has read the book Aisha Miracle only once. Just 2 days back, you read the book, and to comprehend it so quickly, and the way you presented and spoke, it is coming from your heart. You were in tune with Jonathan Livingston Seagull. You could really relate to that. So it's really wonderful how you spoke and how you presented. And I was also reminded about myself also. When I was asked to give a speech before 100, that was the first uh, public speaking I did a few years back. In front of 100 people, I had to give a talk. I was so scared, and I shivered and shivered in the car. And I prepared a speech, and I could not remember anything when I went there. I think I almost fell down. I think I almost fell because there was a podium in front of me. I held on to it tightly.
I
Even
know.
now, I am not comfortable with talking in public. I'm a therapist. I talk one to one with individuals. But to addressing a group, I am literally scared even now. But like you did, I also made that attempt. I went there. I must have spoken to Sir 1,000 times. But I went. That is the first step we all can do. If I had stopped going, that would have been the end. We will never become Jonathan Livingston Seagull. So you have taken that beautiful, wonderful step and absolutely wonderful presentation. And you spoke from your heart. There's an expression in there's an emotion in your words when you spoke. Wonderful, Aisha Miracle.
Thank you so
And I would
much.
like to ask you one more thing. Um, you had given a slide on perfection. Can you put on that slide once again on perfection or something?
Yeah.
The one before. Yeah. Yeah. To fly as fast as thought to anywhere that is, you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived. So, Aisha Miracle, you have already arrived.
Thank
Aisha,
you.
are you here? What the next one? Next slide, please, Aisha. Next one. Yeah, the process of transition. For here, about Jonathan Livingston Seagull, it's the last part that they're coming to the transition, and all those things are coming at the end. But we have to go through these initial phases anyway. Then only we will reach the so-called transformation, transition, and all those things. So we have made a beginning. All of us are made our beginnings only. So you have done really, really wonderful. Congratulations, Aisha Miracle.
Thank you.
So, all right. Now we quickly go to
And
another.
sir, to
Yeah, please, Veena.
also how you uh, presented to all of us, live how to overcome our fears, how to manage.
how to be a trainer, how to be a guide. Thank you so much.
Brill- Brilliant. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much, Sundarji. This was my bottleneck, and I'm sure I'll rock on next presentation. And I'm really grateful for you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. And uh, I, I hope sometime later you will reach a position where you will help I mean, other audiences to cut across their limiting beliefs of whatever kind and prepare themselves for the transition which Veena Ganesh mentioned now. And finally, you will help them transformed. Okay, that is beautiful. And you will be definitely able to do that because I know the extent of the serious accident you had during your plus two times when you were about to join the dance program. You had that accident. A jeep hit on her mid rib, and even now, I think for the last 10 years, she is suffering from serious pain. Even now, she has that pain. Actually, she cannot sit continuously for 15 minutes. Then she has to stand for another
Oh.
15 minutes. Then she has to
Mm-hmm.
again sit. And she underwent all kinds of treatments at the top places. But despite that, she went for practice, and even the teacher decided her. Then she is practicing every day in her home.
But when you practice, doesn't it hurt you? How are you able to manage, Aisha?
The being is
Really
there.
passionate about dance, so it gives a lot of pleasure, and I don't mind the pain. I really love to dance, so
Okay.
I always dance.
So already you are a seagull, Jonathan Livingston.
Why not?
All right. And I put her into a test before accepting her for some kind of a so-called training. I don't do training. I just what you call. I'm not comfortable even with that word training. So my test to her was that in about 5 minutes I talked about the context of renaming oneself, and uh, she heard it. And then I said, this is the name I propose. Ayisha Miracle, are you ready? Instantly she said, yes, I am ready. Then I said, you have passed the test, you are in. All right.
Good.
So uh, then I asked her, do you really understand the meaning and implications of the word miracle? She had a moment of silence and she said, yes. And I said, in the future, when you become well known, people might come and ask you, or a press photographer or a press interviewer might ask you, why you have the name Ayisha Miracle? Then be prepared to give a very sensible, convincing, creative, original answer to that. That she has to discover. All right, wonderful Ayisha Miracle. And as Veena Ganesh rightly pointed out, already in the last 1 hour, yeah, already almost 1.5 that kind of a time, you already proved a miracle. And to tell you all, she had a very serious experience of dizziness and kind of, related things, but still she continued. And that is what Jonathan Seagull also did,
Yeah.
learning by failures. So she is quite lucky that in one shot she could fail 3 times and come out and successfully complete the presentation. And that too, uh, uh, by the coincidence of the very coincidence of existence, you look at what is happening, every one of you. You know, if she was in a college, regular college, or somewhere she would make a presentation, let us say, whichever way, to a, I am sorry to say, to a very ordinary audience. Here, she making her first ever presentation to an extraordinary audience. That itself is wonderful. That itself shows uh, the consequence of the troubles and turmoil or the rigorous experiences he had gone through. So one day there will be definitely a turning point. That's what is today.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I told her this. Every one of them sitting there is a world-class individual. So if you have an opportunity to present before them, and that too about the greatest, one of the greatest, what you call, uh, themes of the century, Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. See the multiple coincidences, you know, presenting one of the greatest themes, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, okay, presenting to, I would say, the greatest audience in the world. And that's all. So when there is a, when there are so-called tragedies and when someone faces it, there will be definitely a great turning point. That's what she precisely did. After the accident, nobody was there to help her. Her mother was not with her. Her father was not with her. Only an old grandmother and his little brother. And yet she managed to proceed to learn dance despite all kinds of odds, 100% odds. That is why she got this unique opportunity to address before absolutely unique individuals. Veena Ganesh, Nitya, Naveen Chandra, Mandra Rishika, Ashwati Ganesh, Anuradha Ganesh, Vinay Lal, Amay Rajarshi. That's all. This is an evidence of the beauty of existence. If you undergo some kind of a rigorous pain, and if you manage to transcend it, that is the test of existence. You will definitely reach a greater level. That is all. Greatness will be tested one way or the other. If nothing happens, she lived in a kind of a village, walking to the nearby school, and there is no need of there is no other problem possible. And how this even happened, she was walking in front of a parked jeep, and another speeding truck came and hit that jeep,
Oh.
and that jeep hit her. So anyway, as I mentioned, a test is inevitable in
Yes.
existence, and those who manage the test with courage and conviction and the willpower and the beauty of existence will take care of them. In a different way, this is what is mentioned in most of the religious and spiritual tests. Like the God will test the ones who are loved by the God. That's a very ordinary metaphor given to the majority of people so that they will also manage and transcend their tragedies. And if you look at the history of the world of highly creative, original individuals, they were all like that. They were all suffering from serious setbacks, especially during their developmental times. And they surpassed that when millions of similar people in similar circumstances succumbed to that and cursed their life and become victims of that. Those who transcended them, they became the real geniuses. Whoever they are, whatever be the field. So we have the stories of plenty of stories of Beethoven or Steve Jobs or anybody. And right now we are going to talk about uh, our most honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Damodar Das Modi, as another Jonathan Livingston Seagull.